with Regina Winslow of our Back Bay Boston office, and it's her brand new listing for 5.29. Let's go take a little look around. Regina, tell us a couple things that you like about this listing real fast.
So one of the most amazing things about this listing is the fact that you can get the harbor and the Blue Hills and the river all in one unit. It's pretty spectacular. And I love the way this kitchen can function as a catering kitchen with the pocket door and oversized wine fridge, poke and pull cabinets, and of course, gorgeous Calcutta marble.
All right, let's keep walking and take a look around. So when we were preparing for this interview, I asked Regina, how did you land such a fantastic listing? Look around, look at the views. It's really incredible. Take a look outside. And she told me, drum roll.
They were a for sale by owner and also friends with former clients of mine who happen to live in the building.
So she landed a FSBO. For everybody listening out there, a for sale by owner. She came to a broker event that they were hosting. She had a friend of hers in the building, said, hey, there's a broker event, maybe you should come by. Were there a ton of people here?
I was the only broker here.
So that just shows you, if you're looking to build your business, some of the most basic things we all kind of forget about. In this case, it led to a $5.29 million listing when nobody else actually showed up to knock on the door. So, great job, Regina. We're gonna talk a little more about your business. So let's go take a seat over here.
Great.
So I want to ask Regina a little bit about her business. Last year, you closed over 20 million.
Yes.
This year, on pace to close over 25. Do you have a goal for next year?
I should be better about setting goals. I think recently it's just always been to beat the year prior. I think we all know that this market comes and goes, and I'm just happy that it's been another successful year.
So Regina's been very successful in the luxury market, and I wanted to ask her a little bit, anybody else who's looking to penetrate that higher end market, how do you actually develop leads? What do you do to actually gain influence with this clientele?
A lot of it is word of mouth business. I find that just going the extra mile, like all the flowers that are in this property today, I provided the seller with. I think those, what seem like small, obvious items, not everybody does, and people find it very impressive when they're a seller. I've also focused on, I've always been involved in community events in Boston since I moved here. Originally it was just to meet people because I was new to the area. And now I've kind of honed in on what I guess my kind of main events and causes and group of people that I like to spend time with. So one of those is the Emerald Necklace. They do a big lunch in the spring called Party in the Park, and I had a table there this year, which was really fun. And just this past weekend, I was on the committee for the Mass General Children's Hospital Storybook Ball. Again, a really fun event, amazing turnout of people, a number of people that were at the event that I didn't even know were gonna be there. So great opportunity to just get out on the town and connect with people outside of kind of a work environment.
And you've, Regina, I know, is originally from San Diego.
Yes.
Right? So you came here how long ago?
20 years ago now?
20 years ago. Been in the business for how long?
15.
15 years. So working the local charity events, how much money do you spend on this kind of marketing each year? You know, besides the mailings or anything else you do, but just on charitable networking.
It's a pretty decent amount. It's certainly grown as I've gotten older and my career has evolved, but it's definitely a financial commitment, but I think that it's an important one, and that's why I also think it's important to find one that you identify with and you like the people that are involved. I started originally with the Junior League, which is, they do charity work, which is more volunteering. It's not as much of a financial commitment, and I met a number of clients and friends through that organization, and that was another thing that I did just when I moved here, to kind of meet women of a similar age that were working, not even necessarily for networking, but just to make connections with people.
You bring people together and then they will start asking you questions?
Usually that's how it happens. I mean, I think real estate is one of those industries, it's a good cocktail conversation once people know that you're in real estate. How's the market, as Tom Ferry was talking about at the convention. But I typically, will have a client or two at the table, and then real estate, may come up. And again, it's kind of a natural conversation. Like Saturday night, I didn't even have any business cards in my handbag, which I know is a big no-no, but I was never good at, like, here's my card. It just wasn't something I felt natural with,
So when they do ask you, so Regina, tell me about what's going on in real estate, you're obviously prepared.
Yes.
Do you try to think about how you would answer that question versus the other realtors they know would answer the correct question? How do you position your answer?
I think that the best way to position that, as we were talking earlier in our meeting, is the traffic that I had at my open house this weekend. Like, you can't fake that answer. You have to be somehow involved in the market, whether that's you're watching the data constantly, whether that's you're hosting your own open house or somebody else's open house. I think you just have to have real talking points, because again, that communication isn't something that you can fake with someone and have it come off in a genuine fashion.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because I walk into a lot of branches, and it's interesting the power of stories. And I find that it used to be funny to me, because I would find that our top agents, the minute I walk into the office, they're telling me a story about one of their recent transactions. And I'm thinking to myself, well, they've been doing this probably 20, 25, 30 years, and that's just what they do when they're talking to people. So obviously they know they're in real estate, they know they're thinking through whatever may have been an issue with that particular story. So I think that you bring up a really great point around just the authenticity of what you're involved with, knowing the local market, open house visitors. Yeah, I agree. So Regina is a fantastic realtor. She does a great job. Boston Back Bay office, but works all of Boston proper. Your Instagram?
Regina Winslow Real Estate.
Regina Winslow Real Estate. So thanks for spending some time with us today. It's a fabulous new listing.
Coming.
And we're going to maybe do a little follow-up for when this listing sells.
Absolutely.